And then it just ends. It just ends. And then the show starts. And here we are. Welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. My name is JW Colwell. I am joined tonight. We're kind of going it alone. It's just two of us tonight. It's very, very quiet. Jerry Kamora of the band Slapjaw and my high school graduating class. Welcome, Jerry. How is your Tuesday night going? How are you doing? What is up?
Things are great. I'm going to be down your way on the 14th.
Nice. Okay, so we got to make plans. At least to do dinner.
14th. We'll be there from the 14th to the 18th. 14th.
Your daughter's competing, right? In
like competing on the Thursday. So
now, are you going to one of the parks, or what are you doing? Or
we didn't plan on going to the parks because of
scratch. Yeah, I got you.
Because of money, but I did want to try to make plans. If you were
around. So you're going to be at Universal, right?
Yeah, we're at the.
Maybe what we can do is one of the new things they have at Universal, and I think it would be fun for me, you maybe, and your family. They have an escape room.
All right, on.
They have two escape rooms that are Universal based. So one's a Back to the Future escape room, and one's a Jurassic Park escape room.
That's pretty dope.
Maybe we can do that.
Not bad. We've done the ones, they had a couple in Dixon a few years ago.
Right. So maybe that would be a fun thing where we can.
Sure.
We can have dinner.
We'll figure it out. You know?
We'll figure it out. Okay. I'll put you in my calendar after the show ends tonight. Welcome to anybody watching. If you like two guys experiencing middle age and enjoying everything and trying to find pop culture happiness.
Middle age.
Yeah, we're middle age. Like and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, or TokTok, as my new favorite wrestler calls it.
All of the things you see below.
Yeah, IMDb, X, or whatever the crazy man's calling it today. Like and subscribe. We have a ton of other shows on the network that I do want to point out. We do this show every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. We have another show. It's our movie history show and classic movie show, Generation Movie, with me, yours truly, and Rich Dries of the Philadelphia Film Critics Association. And we are doing a legacy sequel focus right now. So next week we will be doing the very impressive and not really seen The Two Jakes, which is a sequel to Chinatown that occurred about like 15 years after the fact. So legacy sequels are anything that's, anywhere from 7 to 10 years, anything over 7 years is what we're going with. We just got done last night. We did an amazingly fun time with, we did The Color of Money. Wow, is that a good movie? The idea that in 1986, when this movie was occurring, Paul Newman was a megastar, and then Tom Cruise. This was the year. This movie came out in October. In May of that year, Top Gun came out. So it was right at like Top Gun was a movie proved he could do box office. Color of Money is a movie you could hang with Paul Newman. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. And we're gonna do some other legacy sequels. We got some good things planned for upcoming. We're gonna do Two Jakes. We're gonna do Blade Runner 2049. We're gonna do we're gonna do Alien and Aliens. Alien on 420 Day.
Makes sense.
Alien and Aliens, and then we're gonna do Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick for May, because Top Gun's coming back to theaters. We also have another show that occurs every other Wednesday night, like some Wednesday nights, but we got one coming up, Symbolistic Cynicism, and I believe the dates for that one is Wednesday, April 15th at 10 p.m. Charles Edwin Powell, who's been in a lot of cool movies, including The Exorcist Part 3, Screamboat, Stream. He's been on Law and Order. Really good guest for Gabe, and he's an actor, director, and producer. Should be fantastic. And then we have another show that is every other couple weeks, every other Thursday, Untrained and Unscripted with Ryan West and Joe Ridgely. They did a great show last Thursday on AI that anybody in the business or who's interested in movies should check out. But but a lot of shows on the network and a lot of cool things. If you end up liking us, please subscribe. It takes 2 seconds of your time and helps us immensely. Good evening, friends.
What's up, Ken?
Hi, Canuck Ken.
What's up?
Good evening, Joe Ridgely, and make me laugh, boys. Listen, part of the appeal of you being on the show is you make us laugh, and we enjoy your takes. I can't promise anything tonight. I'm gonna try though. I know you.
You got to draw a picture of this.
I know it's a sad night, so I know. I'm thinking of you, and I will do my best. Let's talk. So, in a week of sad things, it's been a week of sad things. Like we had the sad Harry Potter trailer. That looks miserable. Because it doesn't look like they changed anything. So it's like we're making a reboot of something that's already well after the fact, and then you couple it with, I don't know that I want to give that woman money anymore. So I have feelings about her right now where she's just kind of like, I don't want anything to line her coffers.
I never really got into the Harry Potters.
Yeah, I think the books were great, and the movies that we already saw are great. You can't take anything away from them, and it was a mega franchise. But I don't know about doing it now, and I also don't know why we're doing it so close. Like, we're only like 10 years off. Like I just think it's a little bit money hungry, grabby. There are other grabby things. We have a Moana movie coming out where The Rock's hair wig was so bad this week. Holy shit. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then, we also had the money grab situation where there's going to be a Lord of the Rings movie. We have another Lord of the Rings movie coming out in 2027. And then there's another Lord of the Rings coming movie. I don't know. I'm getting to the point now where I don't think I need them. I don't think
they're good. They're good, but if you start overdoing it, then it's like,
well, like they have a Searching for Gollum movie coming out next year, and that's fine. But now the new one is that they're doing a movie. It's written by Stephen Colbert and his son, and I know Colbert is a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but he's basically going in and doing something from appendices. I struck a chord last night with Rich. He's like, well, it's based on a story from an appendix. And I'm like, I wanted to do the bump, like, well, how are we going to do a movie that's based on, Lord of the Rings movie based on somebody's appendix? Jazz hands. But in reality, like, I just don't know why we need it. I like, and apparently the movie is going to be like a thing where they look back in time at something and how something happened and maybe visit some of the characters that didn't make it into the first Fellowship of the Ring. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, what has happened?
We're trying to do the Star Wars thing and do all the spin-offs.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with, Disney trying to make money based on their stuff. And all these other things, but I'm just like, I don't know anymore. I just don't. I'm not feeling it, and I'm not like. Why are we? I don't know. I'm just. I'm at a loss, and I don't know what's happening, and I'm trying to figure it out. And then, the good news of the week, aside from all this money grab and cash grab stuff. Good news of the week is that we have a hit movie. There's a movie out right now. It's a very big hit. It's doing well. We should be celebrating it. We should be talking about it. We should be enjoying the fact that it's making a ton of money. And that movie is an original. It's based on a book, but it's original. Project Hail Mary. It's got an IP, but it's not necessarily, it's a book. It's never been done before. You look at the box office, and it's just stellar. It only went down 30%. Like, it only went down 30%, Jerry. And that's for a major motion picture with all these things going on. It's not a big drop. It's a pretty cool drop.
Well, it's a pretty interesting concept too.
Right.
Well, story is different.
Right, and
For a
that's
change.
what we're at, right?
It's
We're
not
at
a typical space story, right?
we're at this point where we need original things, but not necessarily. They don't have to be perfect. Hopper's, by the way, continuing to do well. Was in second place, and then we have to talk about this because I want to talk about it a little because I saw it. There's a movie out called "They Will Kill You." It's fun, but the more I think about it, it's a fun little movie. It's got vibes. It's got Tarantino vibes. It's got Evil Dead vibes. It's got, Ready or Not vibes. A week after Ready or Not 2 comes out. It's basically Zazie Betts plays a woman who goes into a hotel, a very creepy hotel that you can see right there in the middle picture. And she basically goes in and she is looking for her sister. And it turns out that the hotel is all these people that are living there are cultists. And we found the new evil profession for movies in 2026. It is satanic cultists, Jerry.
I watched. Well, speaking of that, I just watched a movie called Body Cam.
Okay.
And the premise is 2 police officers respond to a domestic in this house that's dark, and everything is shot from the body cam footage. Everything in this whole film. And
was it good?
It wasn't bad. I mean, I like the idea that it was shot from that perspective, but it had to do with. I didn't want to give it away, but it had to do with like Satanism and satanic cults and.
Yeah, well, no, but they're the new bad guys. They're like, so in consecutive weeks of theaters, you could see these satanic cultists, or you could see these satanic cultists, and that movie kind of fell off as well. And so They Will Kill You is this interesting, it's an amalgam of movies of much better movies. For me, it's one of those things where it's like. It's just not good. Like, it could be good, but it's not. And how do I explain this? I don't want to give anything away, but basically she goes into the hotel to get her sister out, and she has to basically fight her way out of the hotel. So it's like Kill Bill. It's like John Wick. It's got a little bit of Evil Dead spice. It's got, satanic cultists like Ready or Not. So it's like all these movies, better movies that are kind of thrown together. And what I will say to you is, once the first trick happens, once the first big plot trick happens, every other fight in the movie, no matter how cool it is dealing with diminishing returns. So no matter how cool it gets, the ends of the fights because of the tricks in the movie. And so for me, after a while, I just kind of I'm rooting for her. Glued. Well, I'm rooting for her, and there's a lot of cool sequences. But if I said to you, one of the heroines in a horror film gets a flaming axe, you would expect some ending to it. Some cool, she gets a flaming axe and just starts going to town on cultists. But because of the trick, it doesn't. So it's diminishing returns. And then, it does have a cool concept of this the cult, what they worship, the version of Satan they worship, which is kind of cool. But other than that, and it's going to be gone in a week. It's going to be streaming in 2 weeks. Right? So, I mean, that's the movie news of the week. We Project Hail Mary is the story of the year thus far. Biggest, over 300 million already. 164 domestic. Gosling's a star, and the movie's a hit, and Rocky's amazing. Can't get enough of Rocky. If you don't know who Rocky is and haven't met Rocky yet, you're missing out. Go meet Rocky. Rocky's the best. And Gosling's fantastic. The movie's great. I don't know. I think it's one of the best. It's the best movie of the year thus far. Some comments. Let's see. There's supposed to be a new Lord of the Flies miniseries. I don't need to see Piggy get killed again.
A miniseries?
Jesus. I don't need to see Piggy.
Deal?
I don't need to see Piggy get killed again. I feel like the Lord of the Flies when they came out in the 80s. Where's the past the conch? Raven said the word is bi-weekly, as in Ryan and Joe are bi-weekly. Welcome to the club, boys. Alpha Omega, thumbs up. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Alpha Omega. You're both the beginning and the middle and or the end. Mary Triplet, thank you. The Mary Triplet. I don't know where we're going. And then Raven, ooh, you don't want to take my Harry Potter. The rant I could have. If only you were here, but I know it's a trying week. So, all right, Effers, I've arrived. Thank God you've arrived. I know I talked to you when you said you saw Project Hail Mary and that you really liked it. I'm happy you liked it. I like recommending movies to people. There have been a series of trailers in the last couple of days. Lots of trailers. And the one I want to talk about, there's a movie, and again, I don't think anybody knows about this movie, but there's a movie coming out on August 14th. It is it's kind of in the weapons slot this year. It is, again, same company. And the trailer is out there. The movie is called The End of Oak Street. I cannot tell you, if you're paying close attention to the picture in front of you.
You mentioned this.
The End of Oak Street. This is Anne Hathaway on her little street. And if you're paying very close attention, there's some big things in the background. This movie looks phenomenal. It's a science fiction survival film. It's directed by David Robert Mitchell, and he did It Follows. He also did Under the Silver Lake, and he's the writer, director, producer of this movie, and it looks phenomenal. It looks great. Basically, through some sort of space-time continuum thing, a suburban street is moved to prehistoric times. The End of Oak Street. And it's got Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, and dinosaurs. And it comes out in August. It looks great. It's original. We've never seen it before. And I think it's going to make a ton of fucking money.
All right, what Twilight Zone is this coming from?
That's what I mean. But the interesting thing for me is, it's produced by Bad Robot. It's got a lot of good things on the trailer is great. It doesn't give anything away. It doesn't, it's Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. Like we think something's happened to our street. It just looks really good and it looks original. Here maybe the answer for Hollywood and its problems is make some original stuff or give some of the new people a chance to make, a chance of the IPs, right?
You bring up an interesting thing about trailers because I hate when trailers give too much away. I hate it.
I don't think it gives anything away. Just
but I don't like when they
sitting playing a board game, Jerry,
all the best parts of the movie in the trailer. Do I even?
Yeah, some trailers definitely do that. There's a new Supergirl trailer out that extends things out a little bit more than the original trailer.
Do I even have to see it? I mean, I get it.
Yeah, no, because I'm going to see Supergirl.
Everybody's happy on social media and flicking through videos. Like, all right, I just saw it.
Well, but that's the thing. Like some of these movies, you don't need a second trailer. Like, does Spider-Man need a second trailer as we get closer?
Spider-Man.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I'm gonna go.
Here's my money. Spider-Man trailer is say Spider-Man 2027 or whatever.
Here's my goddamn money. Just take my money.
Yeah, as long as people know there's a Spider-Man movie coming out, you don't have to show what happens in it. They're gonna go see it if they like Spider-Man, right?
Okay, so this is a funny line. Ryan writes, the glasses are getting the Oscar for best stunt work. I assume you're talking about the little glass cages. I know what you're talking about. Very well done, Ryan West. Posted that trailer last week and it looked good. Yeah, no, Ken, you're in charge of trailers. I just react now. We had the trailers. We had the end of Oak Street, fantastic trailer. We had a second Masters of the Universe trailer today where we finally heard Jared Leto's voice as Skeletor. And I don't want to give him any credit because it'll go right to his fucking head.
You be arguing with
But
me.
what I would say is like the interesting concept that they're doing with Masters of the Universe, they're doing the inverse of the original movie. The original movie, He-Man showed up on Earth and it was like messy. This one, he's on Earth hiding and he's going to Eternia to fight. And one of the coolest things in the trailer, Jerry, and this is something we used to get all the time. Remember when studio logos could do something cool to sign that this movie is important to us? Like a Columbia logo, changing all the different Columbia logos for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The new trailer for Masters of the Universe is the MGM logo, Leo the Lion, but it's not Leo the Lion, it's Cringer.
That's cool.
That's cool as shit.
That's cool.
Like yes, do more of that. And it just looks, it looks like he's gonna go home and he's gonna learn how to fuck up things with his sword, and it's like, yeah, let's go. What else? Big things in the background. Yeah, big things in the background. I don't know what the dinosaurs are gonna look like. We've come to be with dinosaur movies. We've come to get a certain level of dinosaur movie. I'm getting ready to watch that one you said was really good. What, the prehistoric one? What was it?
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. But that one is now available to watch. I think on primitive terror, primitive era, primitive dinosaurs, primitive war is what it is.
That's what it is.
That's why we're the best pop culture show on the internet.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That was all right.
But yeah, I don't know what the concept of the dinosaurs is going to be, but I'm intrigued by the idea that It Follows is a pretty great movie. Original, you know what I mean? Like a horror film where like had he had really great tracking shots in it. Like my favorite thing about It Follows, not necessarily the whole sexually transmitted, sleeping with people thing, but the shots where you're on a college campus and you're looking in the foreground and you don't know who's walking towards them. That's the creature. So that director, I trust. I think he could do really good things. And as Ken points out, you can't go wrong with dinosaurs. All true. Very true. I do want to get to some TV shows that started. This show started. We get 2 episodes tonight for all the fans. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 started. I have come to the conclusion, and I said this on Generation Movie last night, we get very much wrapped up in the casting of the Marvel movies. We get wrapped up in Chris Evans as Captain America, Tony Stark being Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, all the different casting and how good they're, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Fantastic. But I'm beginning to think that some of the best casting they've ever done was for Daredevil. Charlie Cox is great. Vincent D'Onofrio is tops. The best.
Pretty cool poster.
Oh my God, it's a great poster. Then they also released this, so just in case I'm putting it up again for people. They posted this as well, which is a New York Bulletin newspaper wanted Daredevil, and then it's the episode order that they're doing. So last week was the Northern Star. Tonight we get Shoot the Moon and the Scales and the Sword. Next week you get Gloves Off and then the Grand Design, and then Requiem, the Hateful Darkness, and the Southern Cross. And then
the Punisher.
Then we get a Punisher movie that's apparently 2.5 hours to 3 hours long. It's called One Last Kill. And it apparently will lead into the new Spider-Man movie. So I know we've gotten a little Marvel,
and then Daredevil will fight Spider-Man, and then
well,
they become friends.
No, but I'm saying if I don't want Daredevil to fight Spider-Man, I would like for Spider-Man to fight Wilson Fisk.
They'll misunderstand each other, but then they'll get along after a while.
Right, and they'll take out the mayor of New York. Yes, I'm all for that. Get me there, Jerry. But like I said, I'm watching that show. That show started. And I found this other show that just started on HBO Max. It's 5 weeks in. It is called DTF St. Louis. Holy shit, dude. And so
what's the acronym?
the acronym, Jerry, is down to fuck. And it's down to fuck St. Louis. And here's what it, yeah, basic. It's basically about Jason Bateman, who's always fantastic in everything he's in, David Harbour, and Linda Cardellini, by the way, Richard Jenkins as well, Peter Sarsgaard. It's got a great cast. It's written, created, directed by one guy named Stephen Conrad. And basically it is, okay, it's these three middle-aged people. And Jason Bateman plays a weatherman, like a meteorologist. And David Harbour plays a guy that gets paired with him to the American Sign Language for the news. And basically, it's just Jason Bateman kind of like his life unraveling, having a midlife crisis, and starting an affair with David Harbour's wife, played by Linda Cardellini. But before he does that, he gets David Harbour into this website called DTF St. Louis, which is about trying to find, married people to cheat with. And so
trying to steer him away.
He's trying to steer him away, but he's also
right in there on the guy's old lady.
Yeah, and so it's got all that, but it's based on a true story. So it's based on a true story where, and of course somebody ends up dead because we can't have a TV show without people ending up dead. Now we have to
see this documentary.
Well, the true life thing, like Stephen Conrad, who made the show, has decided that the true life stuff was so just mind-bogglingly disorientating, right? Disorientating, that he basically made it into like a narrative show. Like he didn't want to do like based on the true story because the true story was so fucking ridiculous.
Well, nothing's more bizarre than the stuff that people do.
Really. Yes, but that's the thing. But this is a great show. Like it's a murder mystery, but it's also like it's just people struggling to find a path in life, having a midlife crisis, and not getting enough sex at home, or not like all these things, and then it just opens this can of worms. But it turns out like the husband is like the nicest guy. David Harbour is like.
Yeah, I found this site. Go look at it while I'm looking your wife on the side.
Well, here's the thing. I depending on your relationship, I think your wife would like it. It's good. It's not like there's smutty scenes, don't get me wrong, but it's also like this really intense, like
she'd watch it.
Yeah.
She would.
Yeah, it's based on real life, so it's
we watch Spartacus, for God's sakes.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you watch Game of Thrones, like it's got the same kind of stuff in it, but like it turns out like and as they pull back the onion, first episode somebody dies, second episode we find out some other things, third episode, and by the fifth I found myself binge watching it, and now it's 5 episodes deep, and I'm like, I can't wait for next Sunday because I need to know what's good. Like I need to. It just starts to like it's not exactly what you would think it would be, and then it becomes something else, and it like the one guy ends up dead, and the other person's like you have a friendship with another guy where you're like, I genuinely love that person, like I legit would do anything for that person, and that's what the show becomes about, is like the idea that my foray into cheating with his wife led my friend down a bad path, and I might have gotten my friend killed. And I really like that person. And now I'm going to be accused of murder. So it's like, it's great. It's like anything Jason Bateman is in right now. You have to take seriously. Ozark, you have to take his stuff seriously. To think that the guy from Silver Spoons is now like one of the best dramatic actors in Hollywood is astounding to me. But I'm watching that as well. That ended up really great, and I'm really enjoying that show. Let's get some comments, and then I'll tell you what movie I saw for the first time in a while. Anne Hathaway is always a draw. What's that movie she plays the alien when she's asleep? They had the guy in Hangover. I forget it. That was okay. I don't know that it's Anne Hathaway. I think you're thinking of Scarlett Johansson. No, not an alien. No, she's not an alien when she's asleep. I know what you're talking about. Where she's a kaiju when she's asleep. I think is what you're thinking. Not an alien. The kaiju. She's a giant monster in Japan. I had to step away to watch the He-Man trailer. It was good. DTF midlife crisis. I know about those. Yeah, but the show is well written. It's excellently written, and also has one of the very few. I think the bond between men has lessened in this world, and I think the bond in that show is like it is a bond to strive for. Not necessarily. I don't want to get my friend killed, but it's a bond to strive for. Where like you have two guys who are just looking out for each other. Jamie Hill does have a new flick out on Bayview Entertainment. I mentioned that in the I shared that today. I believe it's called. Hold on, I can get it for you. It's right at the top of my hit list. It's called Unseen. It came out in 2025. It's on Tubi TV. Bayview Entertainment. Jamie Hill, Unseen. So we always want to support our good friends on the network. We are where creatives unite, for God's sakes. But yeah, so there are a lot of good shows on right now. There's a bunch of shows coming out in the next couple weeks. So just keep abreast of what's trying to catch up. I missed early, and then I've watched all 5 episodes, and now it's basically he tries to steer them towards a website, and it's a website that's designed for people to cheat and not have any kind of like no strings attached kind of stuff, and then it just spirals out of control. And it's great. It's just a great show that I think wives and their husbands can watch without, causing any kind of a kerfluffle. Or maybe you get a kerfluffle and then you're happy. Who knows? I think it's very much a show where it's like, would you do that? Nope. I would not do that at all. Nope. Sounds dumb. Making dumb decisions. Anyway, a comment. Tubi is adding the best superhero movie ever in April. Did you ever watch it over? Howard the Duck.
Ken, yes.
Ken, we're 100 episodes in. And for anybody who's watching for the first time,
I have to watch that again. It's been a long time.
No, it's not a good movie, Jerry. You don't need to watch it again. It's bad.
I do.
It's not a good movie, Jerry. It's just
a cult classic.
I remember when we used to have the show, like when we were doing Loud Nerdy early with Paul, there were fights about Seven, the movie Seven, whether movie Seven was a horror movie or whether it was a thriller.
Like a thriller.
Right. There were the fights about Howard the Duck, the fact that I don't enjoy the original Howard the Duck.
Even though Seven's a thriller.
And it was like directed right at me. It was like
what did you think Seven was? Do you think it's a thriller?
Yeah,
I think it's a horror movie?
I think you can call it a horror movie because anytime you get into stuff where it's that graphic, I think it's either or. And the thing is, there was always fights about it, like whether or not Seven is a horror film or a thriller. I think you could find that there are elements to it where it's complete horror. Like,
well, then the tricky part, I think, is when you add the crime element into it. That's where
right.
It's
that's
like
what people are like. If there's a cop element to it,
crime, thriller, horror.
Yeah, I think, for example, if you ask me, the crime element is like them tracking him down and like Brad Pitt breaking the door down and like that's a thriller, like a basic thriller. But if you're asking me, how horrific is it? Like any of the crime scenes in that movie are absolute fucking
or like
body horror nightmares.
Girls, movies like that, Kiss the Girl.
Well, Kiss the Girl is like a straight thriller. You know what I mean? Like Seven.
Well, that's what I mean. But they
I don't know. I always thought it was a stupid fight, but I guess people enjoyed the fight when we had it because they were always like on top, like, oh, and I'm like, look, anything that makes horror films look better, I'm all about. And speaking of that, how about this? That I just sent you stuff. The happiest day of Jerry's life.
I
Because
need
Jerry,
she's gonna hate it. She's gonna hate
you're gonna buy a whole fucking box, right? You're gonna buy like the big box.
Of course, I have to look at the big. I looked at the other one and I'm like, it's just not good enough.
Well, I think the one box you're guaranteed to. Hold on, I have the pictures.
You get everything, and
I think you get everything in the picture in the one box.
How about our drummer Dave? He got a 3D model of the house from this movie from his friend.
Okay, so they came out yesterday. They came out today. They came out today. Official movie cards for Phantasm. And then if you go to the splash page, I sent it to Jerry. If you go to the splash page, I copied the splash page for you. So you can buy a hobby box where you get almost all of them. You can get a base set box, which is 38. I think you want the hobby box though, right?
Everybody wants the hobby box because it has the stickers, the cards, the autograph card. It's the whole collection. It's everything.
It has the whole collection. Now, I also was looking at the shirt.
I'm wearing my Phantasm t-shirt. I have a Phantasm t-shirt.
I know,
Actually, I have two Phantasms.
But this one is beautiful. Do you play a good game, boy? Like, that's a great fucking shirt.
I have the one on the back. It says, when you die, you think you go to heaven.
How about this? I don't know if you saw the second page, but second page, look at the Phantasm souvenir cup.
You think I didn't
and
see
the morning page? The Morningside Mortuary shirt is great.
I scoured that whole thing.
The Reggie, I was hoping, like, I was kind of hoping with Reggie being sick, I was kind of hoping they were sending stuff to his family, like, proceeds.
Battery's dying. Hold on.
Oh no worries. Oh no, I'm about to be alone. Let's get some comments while
I forgot I didn't have it plugged in.
That's okay, no worries.
There we go. I got it.
Let's see.
I unplugged it because I was playing it.
Ryan West writes, Howard the Duck scared the fuck out of me as a kid and he landed in Cleveland. It was still so bad though. Yes.
Oh,
I had one of them giant comic books of Howard the Duck. Yeah, you didn't have like the Howard the Duck movie. You had like a Howard the Duck comic book. Because like the Howard the Duck movie, like it had stuff like that. Like remember the old magazines they used to make for every movie? Like the official Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom book, the official Raiders of the Lost Ark book. I wish they made those now. You never see them anymore. Like now what I'm finding is
it's like the thrill of the hunt too.
Yeah.
Right?
What I'm finding,
I mean, kids don't have that much anymore.
No, but what I see more now are these, which are like they're like Time Magazine or they're People, where they're like they just kind of go over a franchise and like in full. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Look at the back. Look at the back of that magazine. Tell me that's not one of the greatest. It's on it's my fucking screensaver. Just so we're clear. But yeah, I miss those. Why not both, where it's horror and thriller? But I think there are some thrillers that are straight thrillers, and I think they're like a movie like Seven. When you get into the religious aspects of it, and you get into the gory scenes, like the sequence with the prostitute, is absolutely.
What about a movie like The First Power?
Yeah, where that's more horror, right? That's straight horror, like because First Power. What's the one with Denzel with the whistling? What's the one with the whistling? The Denzel, where the guy's jumping around. Same thing, same concept.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren LaPrey, good to hear you. I hope everything's going well with your film Camera X. The answer is no.
That's about the Phantasm thing. I told you she'd hate it.
I mean,
Her answer is no. Mine
is a definite yes. What if here's the thing. Ashley, he wants the Phantasm things. I got something cool this week, and it's totally different from the one I already have. I got that guy.
Is that all hands?
There's a bunch of hands, and one's holding like the green crystal. and
cool.
two faces, but it's more Christopher Reeve now. Like they fixed it, and then the back is super cool. Is one of the original posters for the movie that they
Bring
didn't
it down a little bit. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't show the face. All right.
No, it just shows him opening the chest.
That's cool though.
But so Ashley, if maybe he should get something. But this is the find.
What do you mean maybe?
Well, he should get something. This was the find out at a Target.
Nice.
He is very rare, and
Look
it's
at all the accessories.
Look at all the cool shit he comes with, including a rocket launcher, and a hand where he's holding the fucking playing card. And he comes with the gun.
That's
like one of the, it's just.
You know what else I saw today? I saw Day of the Dead action figures.
Day of the Dead action figures, because Day of the Dead is coming out in 4K.
I know. I saw
I
that
have a
too.
sticker book like that, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one. Excellent. I also, Ryan, we were talking about it. Batman Meets the Ninja Turtles, TMNT, is one of the best Batman animated movies. I had the Temple of Doom comic graphic novel. I had every comic graphic novel. I don't know where the hell they are. They're somewhere. But I definitely... Virtuosity? No. Fallen. It's called Fallen.
Fallen. That's what it's called. That's it.
It's Fallen. It's Denzel Washington, John Goodman. And basically it's about a guy, the killer, the serial killer, is like... He's a Satanist. And he develops the ability to jump from person to person after he dies. I just want a NECA blind box, laugh out loud. For every item that comes in, one has to go out.
We'll pick something out of your collection and we'll get rid of it.
Yeah, it's one box. It's one box. It's one box. You can't make him get rid of, like, if he gets 150 cards, he can't get rid of 150 things.
Didn't say anything of mine, though.
Fallen, there you go, Ken. Ashley and Jerry need matching Phantasm shirts for their Orlando trip. Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. So I think that's the plan. What the plan's going to be is me meeting you at Universal City Walk. We'll get dinner, and then we'll do the escape room. Cindy Kamora, Mom will buy it for you as a gift. You can't refuse a gift. Your mom's great. I hope she gets me a gift. I don't know. I'd like something nice too. But yeah, I think some of the more interesting things that are coming out are just things for us. Not necessarily, like, if you had told me like I would have a perfect penguin figure in my life at some point, I would have laughed at you. I would have actually, like, because the figures we have.
You mean the action figure bends at the elbow? What?
A full Joker figure that comes with all the accessories.
Yeah.
Where do I sign up?
And just like you said, I mean, I saw that Day of the Dead 4K thing, and then I'm seeing the action figures, and it's like, that's from '85. That's from our time. I'm like,
yeah. How do you not get excited?
I don't need it, but I need it, right?
Yeah, it's very much a have and wants kind of thing, right? It's a have and needs kind of thing. But when I pass the Superman,
it's going to be worth money after I die.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I told
my kids that all this stuff that's down here in this basement
is going to be
it doesn't go anywhere. After I'm gone, you guys do what you want with it, but make sure you look it up first.
So speaking of movies for us, I saw a movie at 25 years old. Like, it's going to blow your mind when we do this. Ready? The Mummy Returns is 25 years old.
What? It just came out like 15 years ago.
No, it came out in 2001. It's 25 years old.
It seems like it came out 15 years ago.
It seems like it came out 10 years ago. Yeah. Mummy Returns, 25th anniversary. Saw it back in theater. And here was the revelation as I'm watching the movie. I didn't remember anything. Nothing. I was sitting there going, okay, I remember the pygmies. I remember the pygmies. I remember how bad the CGI was with the Rock and the Scorpion King.
Oh, God, that was terrible.
It's bad CGI, right? It like
Really,
today they could have talked somebody in The Rock
the
into
last Starfighter had better CGI than that.
yes, the last Starfighter did have. So the CGI, I remember those are the two things I remembered. If you had asked me what the plot of this movie was, I know the mummy's returning. But I then realized as I'm getting up after 25 years watching it in the theater, first off, theater was packed. Like it was a Sunday afternoon, theater was packed, 12:30. Back of the theater was packed. I was in the front. It was, there was a lot of people having nostalgia moments. And what I remembered, I didn't remember any of the movie. And then I started thinking about it. I hadn't seen it probably since 2000 or since 2002, right? I'm sorry. I want to say 2002 because I probably definitely saw it on video, but I didn't remember. Like I remember seeing it in theaters, but I didn't remember anything.
I think I saw The Mummy in theaters too.
Right, Mummy came out in '99. It was a great year.
I think I was. Yeah, I think I saw.
Yeah, it was a great year. It was a fantastic year. Everybody that was a good summer. But this and the thing was, all I could think about as I'm watching it, it's a 2001 sequel. It is bigger, louder, dumber. It is all the things it's supposed to be. And it's mildly enjoyable. It's not as good as the first one, but it's fine. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there and I'm like, but I didn't remember anything. There's a dirigible in the movie. There's a floating airship. And it showed up in the second half of the movie. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't remember this at all. And I was thinking to myself, like, I haven't been to a movie in a long time where I'm like, I don't remember a single thing of this movie I'm going to see that I'm going for nostalgia purposes that I don't remember a single bit of. Like, I didn't remember that Rachel Weisz was Nefertiti in the back scenes. I didn't remember, I remember the kid being annoying. I remember that opening where he's shooting the fucking, using the arm cannon thing to shoot at the bad guys and he gets kidnapped and he has the bracelet. I remember all that, but I didn't remember a lot of good chunks of the movie. And it was the first time I've been to a nostalgia movie where I didn't. Let's get some more comments as we're progressing through. I am available for adoption. I think Cindy
she would too.
Adoption requests.
She absolutely would.
We man children are their target. Yeah,
we are.
We're the India State Network or the Man Child Network.
We're easy targets for that stuff, for sure.
Then a couple years later, we're going to blame the franchise for launching The Rock. No, this is the one that launched The Rock. This is the one that launched The Rock. Like, The Rock, he was so good in the opening. He's really good in the opening. He's fantastic in the opening. He's fighting and he's hitting people with swords and he's throwing people off and flipping people with shields. And I don't I think The Rock has become a problem, but I don't think he was early. I think he was very much a person that was trying really hard, and I think that's gone now. Like he's not trying hard at all. Like he's not trying hard at wrestling. He's not trying hard at the movies. He's kind of just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to blame him. Like
it's he's all about passion.
Yeah, well, and just being good. Finding a way to be good. And I think The Rock was good in some things, but he's been terrible in others, and it's now it's kind of starting to weigh down on him. And also he does weird shit on movies. He just does weird things. He acts weird. So people, respond to the weirdness. One of the things that he did on one of the movies where he was apparently the rumor was that he was he had a giant bucket, a thing like this size, this not this shape, but this size. And in between takes, he was peeing in it because he didn't want to take time to go to the bathroom. And it's nobody's gonna, that's a gym thing. That's something a gym rat does where they don't want to waste time when they're doing their workout. That is not something that's going to fly in a movie set. So, whatever. Fuck. Anyway, give me Batista over The Rock. Yes. Dave Batista has worked really hard to become a good actor.
Oh, I just watched that movie Afterburn that he was in.
Afterburn. He was also the movie where I think it stuck out for me, where Batista is definitely a better actor than The Rock. There's a movie called Hotel Artemis. That's a fantastic movie about like the future, a dystopian future, where there's a hospital that's run by Jodie Foster and Batista, and it's somebody breaks into the hotel to get medical care, and they're wanted, and then it's basically like Assault on Precinct 13. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get into the hotel.
Another great movie.
Oh, Assault on Precinct 13. Oh, the only thing you can think of that movie is like an ice cream cone. A little girl wanting an ice cream cone. She just wanted some ice cream. The 70s were great. We killed kids without any
right?
Any kind of thought process. Now it's like we shouldn't do that. Look it up, by the way, if you don't know what we're talking about. Assault on Precinct 13 is one of the most shocking murders.
Not the remake one. It's
not the remake.
About the old one.
This is the John Carpenter Assault on Precinct 13. It has one of the most shocking murders in the history of film. Just watching it is like, what the fuck? Okay, that's how we're gonna go. What else? Let's do. We're almost done tonight. We're flying through things. It came from Jerry's basement. What do you got tonight, Jerry? Is it something Phantasm based?
No, it's not. We did Phantasm already. I should have saved it, but I didn't know.
Who knew? Who knew? We needed the box.
Tonight's something a little bit different.
A little bit different. Okay. Show based.
So we've got Mork and Mindy night.
Oh, so it's Mork and Mindy night. Is that a puzzle?
This is a Mork and Mindy 250-piece puzzle.
Is that? Can I ask you a question? Okay, I thought it was going to be super cool that it was going to be a puzzle and would have Jonathan Winters, because Jonathan Winters on Mork and Mindy is one of my favorite things of all time.
Then we've got Mork and Mindy board game, which
your kids are going to be wealthy.
Let's get the board out here. This is the board.
Oh, that's a definite Shazbot.
Right? And it's got some, I don't know, little gold pieces and things. So that's that. And then we've got, top it off with the Mork and Mindy lunchbox.
I don't think people can quite Roby the Robot. Oh my God, this ties in. You have no idea how much this ties in with as we're gonna. Oh, it has the thermos too.
And we've got the thermos.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the robot again.
Robbie the Robot. What movies he's been in a couple of our generation's movies, but he's been in one very famous movie. What's the movie?
Lost in Space.
No, Forbidden Planet.
Oh, Forbidden Planet.
He's Forbidden Planet.
You're
but
right.
if you're paying very close attention, he's also in Gremlins. When they're at the convention, and Steven Spielberg's also in that scene, and in Gremlins. Also, the original Time Machine is in that scene. From the 1950s Time Machine as well are all in that scene, including Robbie the Robot, and when Hoyt Axton is making the call to check on Billy during Christmas. But Robbie the Robot's going to play into tonight to the next thing. I don't think people can realize how important Mork and Mindy was. Also, here's a good question for people if anybody knows. Jerry, you have this Mork and Mindy stuff. Can you tell me what show Mork and Mindy was a spinoff of?
My Favorite Martian? It's the only thing.
No.
It's the only thing I could think of.
No.
But go ahead.
Mork and Mindy. Hold on. I'm gonna get a picture. So keep on showing your stuff.
I actually built this puzzle. All the pieces are there.
All the pieces are still there?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. If you, in the comments, say it before... Well, it's too late now. I already have the picture. But let's see if anybody got it. But I will, and then I will show the picture. The show is not something you would think of as a spinoff for Mork and Mindy. Joe Ridgely, Happy Days. Ryan West, Happy Days. He had fun with the Fonz. Yes, he did. Mork was first on Happy Days. And basically here is the Fonz being
Happy
basically
Days.
Mork rewound the Fonz. Like he had them like he had Henry Winkler going like backwards and forwards in time. And that's what this is. If you look, he's making the hay sound. He's making the hay.
Anyway, need to get that costume.
Mork and Mindy would be a great Halloween costume.
Yeah, it would.
I don't think that's hard. Look at it. It's basically red, and then you put a giant silver triangle on. Silver gloves.
I mean, I did make an Orgasmo costume.
This costume doesn't look hard. My buddy went
as Chota Boy.
I don't think the costume looks hard.
Looks like the Orgasmo costume a little bit.
Okay. Excellent. Great Mork and Mindy products. Whatever comes out of your basement every week is the best. I think it's probably the best segment on the show, to be honest, except for the Twilight Zone Redux. And I'm happy to report, Jerry, that with tonight's episode titled The Little People, we are back, baby.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Oh my God, it's a great fucking episode. So basically, first off, we're doing tonight's episode is called The Little People. It is episode 28, season 3. We are hurtling towards the end of season 3. It is episode 93 total of the show. Opening narration. The time is the space age. The place is a barren landscape of rock, walled canyon that lies millions of miles from planet Earth. The cast of characters, you've met them. William Fletcher, commander of the spaceship. His co-pilot, Peter Craig. The other characters who inhabit this place you may never see, but they're here. As these two gentlemen will soon find out because they're about to partake in a little exploration into that gray shaded area in space and time that's known as the Twilight Zone. So this episode is about two pilots. They are stranded on a rocky planet. And you know, it's Claude Akins, who's also been in other episodes of the Twilight Zone. He plays Commander Fletcher, and his whole job is he's trying to rebuild the spaceship. And this other guy, this Peter Craig guy, is kind of like he's lazy. He's both. I don't know how he got into a space travel situation, but he's both lazy and he's not helpful. And he's Fletcher is doing all the work. He's trying to put the ship back together. He's doing all these different things, and he notices that Craig's not drinking his water, and he notices that he's been drifting off during the day, and Craig has. And what Craig finds is that he takes him. He goes, "Do you want to see where I've gone? Do you want to see it?" And basically, they have a microscope there. The area they're standing next to is a giant city. It's a civilization. It's tiny people, like super tiny. And Claude Akins is like fascinated by it. They look down at the water, the puddle of water, and there's fucking boats.
Little dots.
There's little dots. It's great. But like Claude Akins never doesn't want to get off the planet, right? And that's where Craig comes in. His whole thing is he's been a co-pilot and he's been a side person. He's never been somebody special or important or in charge. And this episode, like, just reminds me of people who get into jobs they shouldn't be. He starts fucking around with the little people. Like he starts becoming like a megalomaniac sociopath.
Well, he starts stomping on things, and you could kind of hear the faint little screams. He's like, "Well,
it's great. God." It's great, and eventually they build him. Like Claude Akins comes to him and says, "It's time to go." and they build him a statue. And Claude Akins is like, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, why would you want to be a god? Let's go back home. Let's get out of here. And, you know, but Craig, like, the scene with the foot is hilarious. He just starts stomping on things, and Fletcher doesn't like it. But then Craig says, get out of here. I don't want you here anymore. I'm a god here. I'm going to stay here. He loses his fucking mind. He becomes a sociopath where he's like, I'm a god.
Later,
and Fletcher's like, okay. And he threatens him with a gun first. And then, you know, he's like, I'm out of here. So anyway, you know, like they build him a statue. It's like, he looks like a fucking goof. Like it's terrible. And then, you know, and he the statue gets damaged and he starts telling him they need to get to work. And Fletcher takes off and he leaves him and he's here. And in one of the best Twilight Zone endings, the earth starts to rumble. He hears rocket noises, all kinds of stuff. And Craig looks up and there are two giants. And now he is a little person. And the one on the left.
Get out of here.
You get out of here. I'm a god here. You need to leave. And the one on the left picks him up and accidentally squishes him. Now, we had Robbie the Robot in the back of the Mork and Mindy thing, and often with our episodes of this show, we somehow stumble into the same things. Those outfits right there, worn by the Giants, Jerry, they are the exact same outfits worn in Forbidden Planet with Robbie the Robot.
How interesting.
It's amazing how things go for us, is what it is, Jerry. There he is. That's him. That's my guy. But this episode ends with him being thrown, the tiny little person he is, by the big giants. Let's get out of here. We just stopped for repairs. And the giants leave and they throw him down. And as they throw him down, all you see is a bunch of little strings on the statue get pulled on the top of him, and we get the final talk about Mr. Craig. The case of Navigator Peter Craig, a victim of a delusion. In this case, the dream dies a little harder than the man. A small exercise in space psychology that you can try on for size in the Twilight Zone. This episode is written by Rod Serling himself. It is about a fallible, horrible man. And there are so many cool little things. So the Giants was stock location footage of the real mountains around Death Valley. They are used for the same episode that we watched in season 1 called I Shot an Arrow into the Air. Remember the astronauts got trapped?
Yes.
And they had to go looking for water, and they started killing each other, and then turns out they were like 10 miles away from actual habitable land. Like many other installments of Twilight Zone, the episode used props and costumes created for MGM's Forbidden Planet. In this case, the sidearms worn by Craig and Fletcher are the Forbidden Planet blaster pistols. The two giants who appear in the final scene are wearing C-57D crew tunics with different belts, though. The rocket repair that Claude Akins is doing is one of the huge props from one of the Forbidden Planets thing. The hyperbolic plexiglass cover Akins removes from the beginning of the scene is very similar to the conical dome of Robbie the Robot. So, this cover protects a small radar dish, and he's playing with it. And so, like a lot of these things it's just a weird kind of, throwbacks using other props from Forbidden Planet. Also, this episode has been made very famous because of The Simpsons. There was a Treehouse of Horror episode 7, which had a segment called the Genesis Tub, where Lisa putting one of her baby teeth in a petri dish of cola for a science school project, and then Bart screws around with it, and it creates a microscopic society of beings living within the tooth, who see Lisa as a god. They see Bart as the devil for destroying their ecosystem. South Park also did an episode called The Simpsons Did It, And then also, if there's an entire movie about where they discover a civilization in their ice. So it's been copied time and time again. And
in this film here, Claude Akins was in this film too.
The Curse, yes.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is one of the better episodes. The guy is very it was on Love, Death, and Robots is what it was on. The recent thing where they find a lost civilization in their icebox. A couple, right? So this is one of the great Twilight Zone episodes. And like I said, it's well written. The bad guy's bad. He's not nice. Instead of being a kind, benevolent God, Peter Craig is absolutely awful. And Joe Moross is the guy who plays Peter Craig. And he was in a ton of things. He was on a lot of shows. He was, he was on Wonder Woman, Rich and Famous, The $6 Million Man, Mission Impossible, Gunsmoke, The Virginian.
It's a lot.
Yeah, he had a really great character actor life. Next week on Twilight Zone Redux, we get an episode called 4 O'Clock. Teleplay by Rod Serling, directed by Lamont Johnson. And we're going to find out all about it next week. But it's like I said, this brought the writing back. Last couple of episodes have been okay, but not great. And this episode was really good. So, and inspires so many things. Like we're about to get a show about a shrinking woman, a shrinking wife as well. So, fun stuff. He had fun with the Fonz. I'm actually surprised Jerry doesn't have the Mork action figure. Do you have the Mork action figure?
No, I don't.
I think they were Migos. Weren't they Migos? They were so cool. Migos were amazing. Orgasmo, stupid funny flick from the creators of South Park. Yep.
Had a lot of fun with that costume. We made it onto the stage at Tink's. Me and Scott.
Nice.
Scott was Chota Boy. He built.
That's a very specific
costume. A rocket to shoot from his crotch. It was ridiculous.
How did you not win? But a good episode. Good episode of Twilight Zone. We'll be back for that next week. Let's talk movies opening this week before we go tonight, before we say goodbye. So a movie is going to make $150 million this weekend. It's definitely going to happen as we celebrate Easter, but we also celebrate the return of Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Mario.
It's me, Mario. Reviews have not been kind early. Basically calling it a empty money grab is where we're headed, but it's going to have Yoshi in it. So, it's going to be very hard for it to not do well. The other movie opening is an interesting movie, kind of counter-programming, but also two people who are having really good film careers and also are very hot right at this moment. It's a movie called The Drama. And it's got Zendaya, it's got Robert Pattinson, and it's basically about days before their wedding, a couple's relationship is shaken when one partner discovers unsettling truths about the other. So it's kind of a comedy drama film is what they're calling it.
So it isn't that unsettling.
I would imagine it's dark unsettling, as in DTF St. Louis. You know what I mean? Like it's not great, but it's
a website they shouldn't be on.
Yeah, and somebody's on a website they shouldn't be on. Dark unsettling. And that is a perfect place to end tonight. What do you got going on, Jerry? What's Slapjaw got going on? What do you got going on?
April
aside
25th.
From ordering Phantasm cards for the both of us.
April 25th, we're playing at the Ritz Theater. And what's the other one? May 31st, we are at Union Vapors. July 11th, we are at the V-Spot.
Awesome. We
Holland, Scranton, Dixon area.
Yeah, like I said, we do this show every Tuesday night. You can find me, JW the Movie Guy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, not on TikTok, IMDb, or Talk, as my new favorite wrestler is calling it. We also do Generation Movie every Monday night. Me and Rich Dries of the Philadelphia Film Critics Association will be doing The Two Jakes, which is Jack Nicholson's only directorial film. It's the only film he ever directed. So the sequel to Chinatown. That'll be next week. And like I said, bi-weekly, we have some really great guys that do a show called Untrained and Unscripted with Ryan West and Joe Ridgely. And Gabe has his show coming up on April 15th, I believe it is. We're going to check it Wednesday, April 15th, 10 p.m. with Charles Edwin Powell coming up on Symbolistic Cynicism. That's it from us. Thank you for joining us. If you like and subscribe, and we'll see everybody next week. Go see a movie. Have a happy and wonderful Easter. Don't eat too much ham. Have fun with the eggs. Have fun with the kids. Get some chocolate.
There's a bunch of Easter horror movies too.
And there's a lot of great Easter horror films as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us tonight. One last comment as we end. I bought it, JW. Nice.
The Phantasm thing.
She did it. There you go. We're amazing what I do for my friends. We found it. Good evening. Happy Easter, guys. Thank you so much, Cindy. You have a happy Easter as well. Thank you to everybody who watched tonight. Again, like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday when we're talking about the box office of Super Mario Galaxy. It's going to be very big.
I just hope Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. I hope everybody still goes to see Project Hail Mary. Can't recommend it enough. Great movie. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.